Howdy folks, it's Friday, June 21. Linda and I have been married for 44 years and 1 week today. So what we have here on this stack is she's done 3 different glue ups, and they're about a foot apiece, and then there's another stack down there, so that's her countertop. And we're gluing them up in 1 foot sections so that we can plane them. They're right now 1 3/4 inches. We'll plane all the glue off and plane them nice and flat down to probably 1 5/8. And then what we'll do is we'll glue 3 sections together. They'll be the same thickness. And then we'll take them down to the cabinet shop to be sanded on both sides, and we'll end up with actually 42-inch sections, which will give us our 14-foot countertop. That way I'll only have 4 sections that I have to deal with as far as getting them attached to each other. So that's what it looks like after she's glued them. Here's some boards that are already prepped and ready to be glued. Now today, though, Friday, she's playing with the grandkids all day, and literally playing, you know. She has a great time with them, and they do stuff on Fridays. It's sort of a tradition that her and they have. Today, I've cut up a number of hard maple. Now I'm actually out of the hard maple that I bought from that guy up in Bolus, and I have 57 boards here that I cut this morning out of the hard maple that I was able to work with. What I'll do then is take each of these boards and run them through the planer and get them so that they're smooth. And then what we'll do is put them on that stack over there that I was showing you of loose boards, and she'll then take and glue up the other 8 feet of the countertop. I may need some additional lumber for that, but I do have the farmer maple that I bought 2 years ago sitting over there, and I may have to use some of that. But so the countertop, I say I've been doing it in my spare time, but I've been doing it when, maybe I don't feel like doing a lot of strenuous work and the like, and so I'll, straight edge the boards and all of that type of thing. So today, John and Jim are here again. They've been here all week. They're working on putting up, they built the landing for the deck here, and then they built the deck steps. And the other thing that they did is put up all of the posts for the railings, and they're starting to put on the deck boards up there. So they're working on the very first row. And unlike the way I like to do it, they start out on the end. John says that the way I do it isn't right. So, this piece that juts out, that's for our pergola. So I don't know, how many rows they'll get done today, but I think what it's going to amount to is we're going to end up needing to get some more lumber, but we'll know that next week sometime. So some of this stuff, like all cedar does, has splits in the end, and so we want to get rid of the splits, and so that we're dealing with good solid decking. But this will look nice, we'll have windows framed out on the bottom, and all of the, the 12-inch trim boards on the bottom. Same thing up there. Up on top, I think I'm going to try to put up the shakes. I think that'll look nice. It'll really make that stand out. So today, this afternoon, I will plane these boards down, and then I'm done with the hard maple until I know how much more I may need from the farmer maple pile. This big stack here, these are, ends that aren't wide enough for one of these. And so what I'll end up doing with that is making something. One time what I did is I glued a bunch of them together and made like a stretcher board for a maple bench that I had built for one of our daughters. I had built her a kitchen table and then the maple bench, and that stretcher board that I did, I probably would have glued maybe 10 of those together and then planed it down to 1/2 inch or so, and it really looked sharp. These bigger ones, the wider ones, I'll cut them down into pieces like this. And, I'll make either cutting boards out of them or countertop. I'd probably tend to want to do an end grain countertop, but we'll see what we end up with. The end grain takes a long time. It's a lot of work. Although I think it would look cool, but we'll see how that goes. So that's about it for today. I'm going to go upstairs. I'll do a little bit of gluing on one of my French doors, and then put in the security bolts on top of the two of them, and get the holes lined up today. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow, so I'll have plenty of indoor work as well there with the security bolts and the like. So thanks for following our progress. Things are moving along nicely. There's a method to the madness on all of this stuff. I talked about the soffit trim that I had cut out of 2x4s. I had done that 2 years ago as well, and then Linda spar varnished everything, and here it is. These are just cut-offs on 2x4s, and flat, and then a bevel here, and then back down to a flat. So these have 2 coats of spar varnish. I'll put a third one on probably today. Nah, I don't think I will. I'll let Linda do that. She's been handling that, and I'll just have her do that. And I was gonna glue up a 1-foot section, but that's something that, again, I think it's she does it very well, so we'll just leave that for her. Here's that hinge jig. You've probably seen that if you've been following my progress. That metal deal. Porter Cable makes that, and because of that jig, it made putting in these hinges, cutting the holes for them, effortless. So that's it. Thanks for following. Have a great day and a great weekend.